Hi there, I am 2.0 Fox and today we will talk about the Lozicer, the big gun of SCPSL. I know that in the poll I launched on my community tab, I said I was gonna do a theory video, but whoever voted didn't suggest anything, which I asked to do right there, so here I am. Please remember to like and subscribe and leave some comments down below. And let's get right into it. In case you are not an OG Secret Lab player, Chaos didn't have ranks like they have now since the beginning. Until 11.0, they were all the same class and had all the same inventory, and the weapon was the Lozicer. However, as you can imagine, it looked completely different from the LGC5, yes, the Lozicer can also be called LGC5, we have today. The first iteration had a green camo pattern and no bullet spread at all. In case you didn't know it, the bullet spread is the probability of a bullet to be slightly more imprecise than it should be. For the rest, it wasn't very different from the one we have today. The next iteration, the 6.0.01, however, was. It was smaller and more skinny, and was all black except for the magazine, which was decorated with a green camo pattern. You also couldn't aim with it, and couldn't be modified with Workstation, both of which you can do now, thank goodness. This version was the last one before 11.0. The modern Lozicer, inspired by the HKMG5, which you can see now on screen compared to the Lozicer, does not spawn in the inventory of every single Chaos Insurgent. It appears only in the inventory of Repressors, which is the rarest rank of the three that can spawn in a wave. Due to this, it is probably the rarest firearm in the game. It is instantly recognizable for its beige coloration, which I also pointed out in my Com18 video, and its massive size, especially when compared with all the other firearms. In fact, it is the only firearm to be longer than a meter, 1.15 meters or 3.7 feet. It also weighs 11.3 kilos, almost 25 pounds. The largeness of this thing, however, gives it a downside just as large. Holding it gives the user 5 seconds of stamina use less than normal, which when you are running from these things is a lot. Anyways, it has a fire rate of 11 rounds per second and uses the 7.62 per 39mm caliber, which spawns only in the inventory of Chaos Repressors, Riflemen and Conscripts, and nowhere in the facility. About attachments, it has 9 available, 3 for each modifiable section. This makes for a total of 64 possible combinations. While I don't really have a favorite loadout for the Lozicer, right now I prefer to use it with ammo counter sight, flashlight and muzzle brake. And now, let's talk about lore, so they can compensate for the undone theory video. So unlike all of the other firearms, except the AK, we don't know the name of the company that manufactured the Lozicer. However, as I said earlier, both Lozicer and AK use the same cartridge, 7.62 per 39mm, and wouldn't you know it, they are the only ones that we don't know the manufacturer of. This connection is confirmed by the log in the AK's operational guide, recorded by Dr. Hugo York, a researcher that studies weapons and tactics of the insurgency at Area 14. Quote,
"What I find odd is the furniture attached to the rifles. From what I can tell, the handguard and rail mount are both entirely proprietary. They don't match any mass-produced aftermarket accessory I know of, implying they were either custom-ordered or made by the insurgency."
Also another thing, to get info about the old Lozicer's iterations, I went to the now defunct SCPSL wiki fandom site, link in the description. And in the trivia section, on the 6th point, I read the following. Quote, "The Lozicer does not have any attachments available in the weapon management tablet, due to it not being a Foundation-issued weapon. And yet, today all the Insurgency's weapons do have attachments available on the workstation. There could be an argument that they were the weapons issued by the Foundation to Mobile Task Force Alpha 1, from which the insurgency formed around 1924. But as we saw earlier, that's not the case, as the Lozicer and AK are manufactured directly by Chaos, and the shotgun and revolver are made by companies other than Foundation Gunworks, which built literally all of the Foundation's weapons we know of in-game. Yet, I can find no explanation for this lore inconsistency. If you have any ideas, tell me in the comments down below. And that's the Lozicer. I hope that you enjoyed this video and learned something new about literally the biggest gun in the game. Remember to like and subscribe if you did, and remember that poll I brought up in the intro? Yeah, if you could give me some suggestions about what to do or a possible theory, I would appreciate that very much. With that said, I'll see you in my next video. 2.0 Fox out.